Greetings, peace, peace. Queen Yenn here. Wait for a few minutes, not minutes, seconds, so let a few people come on in. I wanted to talk about our blueprint, our natal chart. I want to talk about that today. Talk a little bit about it, and then also, let you know what services I offer around the natal charts and how you can get your own natal chart and learn how to understand how to work with your natal chart in your spiritual development journey and in your journey to heal and thrive, right? You know, because two things we're perpetually doing, and that is healing and manifesting. Like, you know, if you are living and breathing, you are always healing or coming to completion or moving towards wholeness and thriving. And some of us are kind of stuck in surviving, but I really pray that we evolve from just surviving to really thriving, because that is truly our birthright. Really it is. And you know, it sounds good when we say it, but it really is our birthright. Just as the tree thrives, the plants, the species in the ocean, the ecosystems all around the world, just as they thrive, meaning they multiply, meaning they, you know, they produce, you know, they are fruitful. Just as it is their birthright, it is our birthright to experience the same thing. We just have to, you know, be able to align with our natural and pure essence, which takes us detaching and healing from our physical, you know, experience or our humanness, you know, being able to detach from that in a way where we can learn ourselves and then also be able to be ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Peace, everybody who's on right now. For those who are watching this as a replay, peace to you as well. This is going to be posted on my YouTube channel. If you are not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I would suggest that you do so, you know, because I do post my replays of my IGTV talks on there, but I also put other things on there too. And you can find things from the past on there, different meditations, workshops. It's all type of stuff on there. So if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I do suggest you go there and subscribe. Also like and share. So let's jump into it. So your natal chart, your astrological chart, what I call your blueprint, you know, is a write-up or an explanation of what energetic pool was impacting you at the time you were born. You know, at the time you were born, what was going on in the cosmic body, in the heavenly body. And truly, as above, so below. So whatever was happening in the heavenly body, it definitely impacted you and your very being, okay? So whether it was a Mercury retrograde, if it was a Venus retrograde, or any other planetary retrograde, if it was a full moon or a new moon, waning moon, or waxing moon, if the sun was squaring Saturn, you know, sun was squaring Saturn, or Pluto was trining Mars, all of those things is going to impact you because the planetary bodies has an energetic pull on Earth and everything in it. And so that energetic pull is going to impact you in a certain way. And so you have people who are astronomers who study the stars, who study the planets, who study those things. And then you have astrologists. And these are people who have studied the psychological, emotional, physical impact that this energetic pull has on people and things. And so we give thanks for the astrologists around the world. We give thanks. You have people who are different types of astrologists. I subscribe to 12 sign astrology, which is pretty much Western astrology. And that is the system that I go off of. And that's the system that I utilize to help me to understand my blueprint and also work with my blueprint, my natal chart. Okay, so just starting there, I hope that brings a little bit of clarity, just at least like just simple clarity around what is this whole natal chart thing all about. Now, what it's not is a a psychic report of everything that's going to happen in your life. What it is not, it's not a reading that comes from someone's spirit that is going to be telling you, you know what's going, the dooms and the gloom and the glories of your life. It is not that. When you do get a when you do get your natal chart done by maybe a person, when they say this is your astrology reading, it's math. It's mathematics and science. That's what it is, period. They may be able to explain it to you in a certain way that is unique to their own style of being able to translate your charts. But your chart in itself is math and science, okay? No matter who you're getting it from, it should be math and science. So when you're getting your natal chart, you need your name, you need your date, the date that you were born, your birth date, your birth time, and your birth location. All of those has an impact on what is going to be rendered as your chart or your blueprint. All right. Now, I do suggest, and hey, maybe I'll speak into existence, a partnership or a sponsorship of by Time Passages, because I always talk about Time Passages, the app, that if you've never been to anyone to get your natal chart done, you can get a pretty thorough natal chart from the app Time Passages. Okay. I always let people know there's a free version that you can get, or you can get the paid version of the app, which is not too expensive. I want to say it's like $3.99 or $4.99, max $12.99. I just can't remember. Where if you get the paid version, you can not only get your chart done, but you can get other people's charts. So you can put in your children's chart. I do suggest that you know your children's natal chart so you can respect their being. You can get relationship chart readings. I do suggest that you do relationship chart readings so that you can respect the emerging of universes. That's what I call, well, that's what I got from a brother, elder who I honor and respect highly. Professor James Small said, you are two universes coming together to create a universe. And so it's helpful to have your chart done, your relationship chart, which is going to basically look at both natal charts, bring it together, and give a reading on what energy you all can expect to deal with and to work with. And not only does it give you that, but it gives you what are the lessons that are for you. What are the blessings or the productivity that's in alignment with you all. And so that's very helpful for you to have your charts. And so when you're on the app, it's going to have you to put in your birthday, date, your time. It's going to ask the place. It's going to have you choose what type of chart, I believe. I think it's like type of chart that you want to get. And different things. So for me, and just FYI, if you choose to get the app, for me, everything is on default except for the very important information like the name, the date, the time, and the location. Everything else, I'll leave it at the default setting, okay, which is usually like the standard setting. Now, if you begin to learn about the different types of charts, you can maybe choose the one that's more fitting for you. The chart's name is Time Passages. And I'm going to put it down in the caption if you're watching this on YouTube, and it will be in the caption on IGTV as well. Okay, so that covers like how you can get your natal chart. On the Time Passages app, you will find your chart, which is the circular chart. A lot of people are kind of intimidated by it because it looks very different. It looks like, hieroglyphics on the walls. That's kind of what it looked like to just the kind of average Westerner's eye, who haven't grew up. And I say Westerner's eye because let's be clear, a lot of nations teach this very early off, and they naturally in their culture have their charts done like early off in their culture, and they use it as a part of their decision making, as a part of their life. Like, it's just a part of their life, and it's a great benefit. And so, there are certain things we didn't learn about because of the religious structure that kind of made it taboo. But we really have, peace to my people of them in California, we really have missed out on a lot because of miseducation and indoctrination and oppression and all type of other stuff. But hey, it's the age of Aquarius. Give thanks. Because now so many people are learning, and so many people are interested, and so many people are open. So we give thanks. All right. So once you get the app, you have the circular chart that looks a little foreign, and you can learn how to read that. Pretty simple. If you go to YouTube, it's so many people online now who have done like Astrology 101 videos that have been really good. It's just, it's a lot of information out there where you can learn just the basics of astrology without having to learn everything. I'm not an astrologist. I do not teach astrology like that. I utilize astrology in my coaching, in my services, during the meditations, with my members of the ministry, with my moon group. We use it because it is a tool that I feel that everyone should be using, but I am not an astrologist, and that's not one of the services that I provide. But what I do provide is a service for me to help you walk through your natal chart, understand it, and then also create a plan, like a development plan, utilizing the information that you have gained from your chart to help you to really live your very best life, to really be able to, hold on y'all, let me put my phone on do not disturb. Able to use that information to your benefit to live your very best life, because it is my belief that if we focus on our alignment to our highest self, everything else will be added to us. If we focus on two things, our alignment with our highest self and gratitude, which to me is the same thing as divine love. If we focus on those, everything will be added to our experience, period. So there's a great value in the natal chart because it helps you to focus on aligning with your highest self. All right, boom. So you get the circle chart. Then you also get your planetary list. So you will find out what is your sun sign, your moon, your Mercury, your Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, all of those different things. Okay, Uranus, Chiron, Midhaven, all of those different things. Peace. I would love to see you soon, sis. I haven't seen you in a minute. Okay, so you will get that list. All right. A lot of people, I won't say what I was about to say because that's judgment. Stop judging people. But a lot of people know their sun sign, and that's kind of what they mostly go off of. Okay. But moon is very good to know. I need to know what your moon is in. That's going to tell me what kind of emotions you vibing with, what you got going on emotionally. I would love to know your Mercury. That's going to tell me how you express yourself, what is your communication style, what kind of hangups you got when it comes to communication, where do you thrive when it comes to communication. I would love to know your Saturn. That's going to tell me where you feel restricted or limited and where you feel, your hangups, the Saturn energy. I would love to know your Jupiter. That's going to, so it is more than just the sun sign, which most people, that's all they kind of know is the sun sign. They don't know their moon. They don't know their Mercury. And it's my opinion that knowing the moon is a little bit more, to me, it's a little bit more helpful for me to know what your moon is, because that's kind of where you be emoting that manifests your sun energy, you know, because emotions is what puts things in motion. And then the sun is how you show up and what you got going on in your life. But that moon energy is what is kind of the seed of it. So to me, I want to know your moon sign. You know, I can pretty much see your sunshine, that sun sign, because that's kind of how you show up. But that moon, you're not always showing up like that. That'd be that hidden kind of thing. That'd be that inner vibe that I may not get just on the surface. You know, I'll get that sun energy on the surface, but that moon I may not get until things get a little heated, or things get a little excited, or passion start to flow, and then maybe I'll get that moon sign coming up. So FYI, while y'all out there in the dating world, while we out there, no, I'm just kidding. In the dating world, don't just ask what's your sun sign, you know, and people be a little confused about that. Don't just be like, what's your sign? You know, do you know your moon? Do you think I would love to know what your moon is? What is your Mercury too, you know? So I can know what you got going on expression wise or communication wise. So you'll get that planetary list as well. And then you'll also get a list of your aspects. The aspects is going to give you kind of like supplemental information. So you will have your list of planets, and then you will have these aspects, which basically these are these kind of like ricocheting energies that's going to impact your station. You know, it's going to kind of impact you. So say you are Leo, that's your sun sign. That's kind of how you vibe out. That's your ashe. That's your vibe. That's where your will is, your zeal is. That's where you show up. But your sun is squared or conjuncting. I'll say conjuncting. Your sun conjuncts with your Saturn, you know, or your Saturn. And your Saturn is in Cancer. I'm making stuff up. But so you got the Leo vibe, which is the sun sign. And then you got your Saturn sign, which is what I said, Cancer. And which is Cancer is kind of emotional, watery, you know. Then you got fire, and they're conjuncting. Water and fire coming together can be a hothead. It can be boiling over. It can be getting away with yourself, you know, all that kind of thing. So aspects help you to understand what's happening sometimes in life. Like you may say, you know, man, I don't know why I feel like I don't feel secure about certain things, or I feel like I get frustrated with certain things, or I find myself not being able to do certain things, those type of things. So that's where aspects come in at. All right. So boom. If you know your chart, your circle chart, and by the way, I kind of glanced over that because a lot of people don't understand the circle chart that you get. But if you start to learn like the symbols in there, and then the houses, because it's going to mention the houses in your chart. It's going to say your Mercury is in the second house and it's in Cancer. You know, the houses has a certain level of energy too. And so whatever your Mercury or your sun or your moon or your Saturn or whatever house it falls in, it's going to point to kind of where the focus is when it comes to that planet for you. So, you know, your Mercury, which is like your communication planet, which could be in whatever, let's just say Cancer, that all of that has a certain level of energy. But because it falls in a certain house, that adds on another aspect of the energy that you're working with. And all of this energy impacts kind of how you show up in this world, what kind of desires you have, what your destiny is, how you can show up as your very best self, what will make you feel successful, what will make you feel like your purpose is being fulfilled in this world. That's what the natal chart helps you to know. And so I do offer a service. And I really have just been doing it in my coaching. So really, I've been telling people just book a coaching session and put in your desired outcome, natal chart support, and I will do this. But what I'm going to do is just create a separate service link so that you can book that specific service, so it can be very clear that that's what you're desiring and that's what you need to book. And so you will find that at the link in my bio if you desire to get your natal chart and also be able to walk through your natal chart, and because we're not just walking through it, and develop somewhat of a personal development plan to help you to work with your chart and take it to benefit, your life as you continue to heal, grow, expand, bear your fruit in this world. Okay. And so I hope this was helpful. That's why I just wanted to pop in and, talk a little bit about that, the natal chart, give a little energy around that. And also let you all know, again, that I do offer that service where you can book a session with me and we can get your natal chart if you don't have it, using the app. We just plug it in. There's not a lot I'm doing. You just plug in the math and then we can walk through it. Okay. Now it does take more than one session to go through your entire chart because that's a lot of information. But what I have seen happen is we can get through at least 2 or 3 during one session. And so we can choose the ones that you want to go through. A lot of people choose to do the sun and the moon first and then Mercury. But hey, say you're really feeling a lot of oppression and you feel like you're stuck and you feel restricted and you feel like your freedom is being jeopardized. Like you just don't feel free. You feel stuck. Then maybe you want to start with really understanding your Saturn. And then maybe your moon as well, because emotions may have a lot to do with that as well. So maybe we'll start with your moon and your Saturn and we'll go through that. And then if we have time, we'll go through the sun. But whatever it may be, I've seen it where it takes about 4 to 5 sessions to go through the entire chart. But once you do that, you kind of have your plan of action. And what you can do is you take that plan of action and what you gain from those sessions, and you find out what prayers you may want to incorporate, what affirmations, what gemstones you may need, what spiritual baths you should be doing on a regular, what is your personal care regimen. It's so much you find out by going through that. And it just helps you to be able to work with you, and it helps you to be able to really unfold into this higher self that sounds so eloquent, but it's like, how do I get there? And you don't get there from just sheer will. That's not how you get there. It's a process. It's a development process, and it's good to know the steps in that, or the way, have a plan, have a plan during that process. And that natal chart will help you do that. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I did see one question that I would love to answer. I hope the person is still here who asked the question. I will answer it now. Peace to everybody who's staying tuned. And who's watching this as a replay. Peace to my YouTube family. What of your birth certificate doesn't have, or what if your birth certificate doesn't have a time of birth? Very good question, because a lot of people don't know. And the first place I tell you to go is your birth certificate. But if that doesn't have it, then just use noon. Just use noon. Now, it's best if you try your best to find out the time. So it's a couple of other places you can go. You can try to call the hospital and get records from the hospital. Public records may have a little bit more information about it. Sometimes I've seen people see the timestamp on pictures, like especially the old school pictures, because they have the timestamp on there. So it is best if you try to find the exact time. Because it could impact the information a bit if you're off. It could. In most cases, I have not seen it impacted. Okay? It really, usually, it's good. You're good by putting noon. All right. See if I see it more. Okay. Well, I'm glad this was impactful for some of you, or all of you, most, whomever it was impactful for. Stay tuned, by the way. I do have a summer solstice meditation that I will be hosting on June the 20th, which is summer solstice. Yes. We're about to use this solar power, really amplify our solar plexus, You know, it's the middle of a retrograde. And so we're going to do some work around revving up the energy. So everything that we've been working on during this Mercury retrograde, or, you know, maybe that I should say we should have been working on, but, you know, it is what it is. We're going to amplify that solar plexus energy. And what a lot of people have seen is when we do that summer solstice meditation, it really catapults them, like, you know, it's like skyrocket, you know, with everything that they have on their head or on their heart as far as what they're actualizing in their lives. So do stay tuned for that. I'm going to post more information about it, and the link will be in the bio as soon as within the next hour. It's already up on my Eventbrite, because a lot of you follow my Eventbrite, so it's already up there. I just need to put it in the link here in the bio. Love and light, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your moon day. Enjoy it by navigating your emotions a little bit today. Tune in and see what you're feeling like and why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Do some self-reflection. Go into some meditation. Moon day is a great day for meditation and just allowing you some space to vibe on what you're feeling and what you're emoting on this Monday, which is ruled by the moon. Peace and light, y'all. Remember, head over to YouTube and subscribe and like and share this video if you found it helpful. Peace.